My name is Amy Hagen, and I am a 1990 graduate of Warrensburg-Latham High School, Warrensburg, Illinois. Warrensburg is a 10-minute drive from Decatur in central Illinois. For the past 13 years, I have been employed by U.S. Bank, which is the fifth largest commercial bank in the United States. I have worked in the banking industry for 20 years in central Illinois and in St. Louis, including a brief tenure with the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. My career ambition from the time I was 4 years old was to work in a bank. So yes, I am living the dream. I'm currently the president of U.S. Bank in Taylorville and head up our treasury management sales efforts throughout central Illinois. My older sister and I were both involved in FCCLA in high school. In those days, it was known as FHA Hero. I credit her involvement as the reason why I initially became involved. Whatever big sister did, little sister soon followed. There weren't any other vocational education organizations at my high school with a student body population of 325, and it seemed like FCCLA was a pretty active group. I was a chapter officer, chapter president, section officer, and state officer for what was then Region 4. As state officer, I attended the state convention for ICC-VSO, which is an organization composed of the officers of the 10 Illinois student organizations. I really like those boys from Future Business Leaders of America and the FFA. I also attended the FCCLA National Convention once. I didn't participate in peer ed or competitive events, but I developed my leadership skills, practiced a fair amount of community service and volunteerism, and learned to deliver a speech in front of a crowd, and equally important, how to get along with people. Interestingly enough, learning how to lead, learning how to give back, learning how to write and communicate effectively, and learning how to network are all key components of my profession and my life experiences to date. Over the years since high school and college graduation, I have met many people. In FCCLA, every section, region, or state meeting brought about the reacquaintance of old friends and the opportunity to make new. Funny how the world seems so much smaller with the more people you know. What you begin to learn is that if you have a willing, listening attitude, how easy it is to find common ground with an absolute stranger, and sometimes tremendous opportunities come from that single interaction. I also learned how to feel comfortable talking in front of a crowd. I know that according to a survey, it is one of the biggest fears of us humans. Every time I take the speaker's podium, I flash back to the Peoria stage, site of the 1990 State Leadership Conference, and the hundreds of faces, noises, and lights. I do know what I did then. Smile, make contact, give them something to relate to, and be believable. When it comes to philanthropy, community service, and giving back, for the entire length of my professional career, I have carried out a responsibility to community service. It has been a gratifying education to help others in a variety of ways. I have done about everything from mentoring youth to building houses, toy drives and volunteer recruitment, food distribution, and board directorships. Great satisfaction comes from knowing something or someone was improved because you chose to be involved in it. Whether relationship building through networking, communicating in public venues, or community service, these are all critical components of leadership. Leadership may be earned or bestowed, but followers are not a guarantee. I've always been proud of my involvement in FCCLA. As a high school student, as an adult alumni serving the foundation board, assisting in state officer selection, Illinois proficiency event judging, or even traveling to state meetings elsewhere. There isn't any way to dispute the fact that FCCLA is a quality youth leadership experience, and its membership is now and always has been its greatest source of pride. I commend you for your involvement in this organization.